Welcome back everybody! Since I'm still not ready to take on Super Mario 3D World, I'd like to take you back to one of the finest 3D platformers ever made. A game that took an already popular gaming icon and pushed it to new limits. I'm of course talking about the legendary, the timeless, the one and only Super Mario 63D Country. Yeah, didn't you know? The game is a classic, I know, I'm just delaying the inevitable. The day had to come where I would give my final verdict on the game. This might just be my hardest and most important review yet. So let's get this over with. This is Super Mario 3D World. The hard thing about reviewing 3D World is that games like Super Mario 64, Sunshine and Galaxy keep popping up in my head. Seeing how 3D World isn't really supposed to be a 3D Mario game makes it very hard not to compare it to previous 3D Mario games. It's like we've had 5 2D Mario games, 1 2D-ish Mario game, so it's really hard to get excited over yet another 2D-ish Mario game. But Nintendo are like, look, we're going back to the beginning, the way Mario originally was. Nintendo fails to realize that Super Mario 64 was a new beginning. That's where 3D Mario came from. So seeing how recent 3D Mario games take more inspiration from 2D Mario than 3D makes me really angry. Nevertheless, I'm going to try ignoring that any 3D Mario game ever existed and pretend that I am indeed reviewing a 2D Mario game. So let's get started, and in that case, this is the best Mario game I've ever played. Yeah, I'm not kidding. As well as being able to walk left and right and jump up and down, it is now possible to move in the third dimension. This is something I have never seen before in a Mario game. Alright, enough joking around, but let's get serious. The controls are extremely responsive. From the running to the jumping, every movement has zero latency. It might seem like a weird thing to point out, but once you get this game in your hands, you will feel that responsiveness almost jumping out of the screen because it's 3D. As well as good controls, the game is also beautiful. The way the light hits the surface, the way the shadows fall, the way the light reflects on the water, the way a fireball can glow in the dark, the way the characters look so fluffy, the way the colors and backgrounds just pop out like it was all eatable. This game is tasty, to say the least. If Super Mario 3D World was a cake, I would eat it. The levels do fit the playstyle, and there's always something new that gets introduced. Whether it is the cat suit that lets you climb up walls, the chariot that multiplies you, a stage that uses the gamepad to move the platforms, or a stage that encourages teamwork, or a stage that shows everything in a shadow, there's always something that makes every level memorable. There are also several levels where you ride on a giant Yoshi creature. It's a shame they didn't just make him green and call him Adult Yoshi, because how awesome would it be to see Yoshi fully grown up? But then again, Yoshi isn't really famous for his incredible swimming skills. I actually really like these stages, and for one reason: you get to move forward. Seeing how most of the stages scroll sideways, it was nice seeing a traditional camera angle for once. Super Mario 3D World is filled with creativity and variety. Maybe too much variety. It suffers from the same problem as Super Mario 3D Land, where it constantly introduces new ideas, but then it ditches the idea in the next level. There was 1 or 2 stages where you got to use the gamepad to raise and lower platforms, which was a genius idea that I would love to see being expanded on, but nope, it was over before I really got into it. Also, the potential of the 4-player co-op is not fully realized. The other players are just there competing with you and annoying the hell out of you. Sure, 3D space makes it easier for all the players to move around at once, so it's better than in New Super Mario Bros., but it's still not helpful. It's distracting. Yes, it's fun to include your friends on the adventure, and it is a welcome feature, but it should have more of a purpose. Maybe have some levels specifically designed for co-op, or using friends to get the green stars. But there is nothing that ever encourages co-op, and that is just a huge opportunity wasted. And the game is filled with missed opportunities. That one stage where you used the gamepad to move platforms, that was awesome. Why don't we see more of that? I loved cloning, why isn't that concept taken further? A lot of the elements feel rather shoehorned. But on the other side, there is imagination here, and there is variety. Most games suffer from being too repetitive, but that is absolutely not the case for 3D World. So, as I played through this crazy adventure, I constantly found myself enjoying every bit of it, and I would always find myself asking for more of the same, but it just kept shaking up things, even when it didn't need to. And how on earth can I complain about that? How can I complain about there being too much variety? Super Mario 3D World is a game that I wanted to bitch about. A game that I wanted to find flaws in and expose how bad every gameplay decision was. But when it all comes down to it, Super Mario 3D World is what it is. And that's something I've not only accepted, I've embraced it. Sure, it's not the revolutionary 3D Mario game I was hoping for. It's not the next Mario 64, Sunshine or Galaxy. In fact, you really just need to forget everything those games ever told you. 3D World is its own special creation. It's not 2D Mario, it's not 3D Mario, it's just 3D World. This is its own thing. But I keep my word for what I said last year. When I first saw the game, I saw a piece of garbage. What I got in my hands, however, was a completely different and far more pleasing experience than I could have ever imagined. So, do you know what this means? As previously estimated, I am officially a damn hypocrite. I am a goddamn hypocrite. After going from wanting the game burned to wanting it praised, I can say I've been quite wrong about this game. And I'm glad to be wrong. I'm glad the game could convince me. I'm glad Mario doesn't only need to follow one formula. As for future Mario games, I'm still hoping for an open world Mario and a Galaxy 3, but I certainly wouldn't say no to another 3D World either. Even with its flaws, it's a great Mario game that any Wii U owner should get. And if it doesn't satisfy, keep in mind that this is only the beginning of the Wii U's life. So I wouldn't be shocked to see a couple more Mario games appearing on the system. Who knows what crazy ideas Shigeru Miyamoto has on his mind. Until then, Super Mario 3D World should keep you occupied.